that good? Do we have too much of the table showing?
No, I think we're good.
That's my stomach. I just saw white. It's like, what is that? Hey, it's Sue.
And Megan,
The Spine Breakers.
And today we are going to do a library sale book haul. We've done them before here. For those of you who may not know, libraries have sales sometimes where they sell donated books or old library books that they're taking out of circulation, and it helps raise money for the library system.
Yep.
So don't at us about consumerism. These are used books and it's a good cause, okay?
Right. And while we show you what we got, we're going to be drinking this Reactor American India. Wait.
Yeah, American Indian Pale Ale.
We're both just.
We're out of it.
today.
Like, we haven't had anything
No.
yet.
But this is from Tapestry Brewing, which is in Michigan, Bridgman. Is that how you say that? There's no E. That kind of threw me off.
Yeah, Bridgman.
Bridgman, Michigan.
Yeah.
So there it is, Reactor.
Let's do this.
I don't think you're gonna like it.
I'm geeked to try. Let's dive in here. That's weird.
It has a little bit of like, the only way I know how to describe it is like a gluey taste. I always just say it's glue-like.
I can taste your...
Not as bad as some IPAs I've had.
No, but it also, I feel like it has like a very...
It's very bitter.
Yeah, but there's also like a non-IPA flavor in there. So let me get it. No, maybe not. Maybe that's just the first drink. Yeah, there's a weird flavor in there. And I don't care for it. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not the worst IPA I've ever drank.
It's not bad, but I probably wouldn't buy it again.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't purchase it. But it's from Michigan. It's got really cool can art, so we had to try it.
Yeah. They had other beers that had more like, it was like, you know, Michigan scenery,
Ooh,
canoeing and things
lovely.
like that. But
Pure
I
Michigan.
wanted to try this one. Maybe I'll try one of the others and see if it's better sometime.
Yeah. Where did you get
Anyway.
these? Fancy Derp?
Fancy Dirt.
I'll have to go in there. Okay.
Why don't you start? Because for once, I was the one who bought not that many books.
Yeah, and I went a little bit ham. I spent, I think, $6.25 or $6.50 on all of these books total. So,
And I spent, because my total was $4.50, but I was buying one of Sean's books.
which I think was like a quarter.
And I also bought no, his was 50 cents.
Was
because
it?
It was a hardback.
Okay.
And then I bought one for my mom also. So I probably spent like $4,
Yeah.
maybe $3.50.
Yeah. First, I bought Red Dragon by Thomas Harris because I recently read,
Sounds of the Lambs.
thank you, Silence of the Lambs, and this book technically comes before that one, so I wanted to get it so I could read it.
You could have borrowed mine.
Well, I mean, it was literally a quarter, I think, so I was not worried.
Do you want to go again?
Oh, sure.
I don't know how many more books you have than me.
I have a few. The next book I got was Daughter of Fortune by Isabel Allende. Thank you. It's the double L that fucks me up. I don't know what this is about, I'm going to be real honest with you, but I got an Isabel Allende book in that
that mystery
bag from one of our local bookstores, and I've heard really good things about her, and so I wanted to read more of her work, and so I got this book.
I guess I'll quickly mention the one I got from my mom, although I don't have it because I already gave it to her, but it was a David Sedaris book. I honestly can't remember the title of it, but it's the one with the naked Barbie on it. Sorry. Also, if you hear noise, it's because her neighbors are currently doing construction
They're building a
stuff.
garage. Yeah, so if you hear noise, like I've heard for the past several hours, then that's what it is.
But, anyway, I was saying I got my mom that David Sedaris book because she read David Sedaris for the first time this year and she fucking loved him. And I'm sad because I had gotten us tickets to see him. He was supposed to come here and do a reading, live reading or whatever. And it was free through the library, but then it got canceled because of COVID. And they had rescheduled it, but then they canceled the reschedule as well. And so I don't know if they're going to do it at all at this point. But Anyway, so I got her that, and I think she started reading it like immediately.
Nice.
She was, as I was like leaving later that day, she was like, I already read the first story.
Nice. That's awesome.
It's like, when did you have a chance to do that?
Oh, did she like the little succulents?
Yeah, she liked it.
Good.
Well, I only put the one in because I put it in and I was like, this other one's not gonna fit. So I have an extra succulent
There
now.
you go. Plant you a little succulent. I next bought this book called The Seven Sexes by William Tenn. It says 8 excursions in a comic and chilling universe. So I figured this might be funny, although...
The malted milk monster.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Errand boy.
The errand boy. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's written probably in an era where it could be fairly problematic. This was copywritten in 1968. I guess we'll find out. It might be utterly horrible. I don't know. I also have House on the Strand by Daphne du Maurier, and honestly, I only bought this because Sue likes Daphne du Maurier, and she's talked about her, and I was like, well, that sounds interesting.
I actually have never read Daphne du Maurier.
Really? You've mentioned her a few times.
I have mentioned her because I've been meaning to read her for years.
Well,
and I plan to read Rebecca for one of our challenges.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I figure if she's good enough for Sue, she's enough. That's
see.
my train of thought.
Okay, the next one I have is 2010 Odyssey 2 by Arthur C. Clarke. The noise is so loud.
It's so fucking loud.
This is the sequel to 2001 A Space Odyssey.
Pardon. Still loud, a little bit less loud, but please continue.
But this is the sequel to 2001 A Space Odyssey, which I read last year, I think, and I really loved, way more than I was expecting to, but this says it answers all of the questions you had from the first one. So we'll see.
If you wanted to know.
Carl Sagan said it was good.
I bought Irish Stories and Tales. It's a compilation. It's got some stuff in here from James Joyce, Oscar Wilde, W.B. Yeats, Bernard Shaw, and some other folks. Oh yeah, showing it. I mostly bought this because I thought I might give it to my dad because our ancestors are Irish and he cares a lot about that. It also had like a little note in it that someone put in there. It says Ireland is a place for poets and men who meditate mysteries and people whose souls are held by a light thread.
That's definitely like 1950s handwriting.
It totally is. It's a really cute, like cool little thing to find.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm probably going to keep that, but I might give my dad the book.
I learned through DNA testing that I guess I'm Scottish.
I'd like to do that.
Mostly Scottish.
I'd like to do the DNA testing, but it's probably just going to be like, whatever the whitest thing is, that's what you are.
That's basically what it told me. I'm like Scottish, English, and Irish mostly, and a little Scandinavian, which is like even whiter.
It's the whitest of whites. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, the next one I have is One Hand Clapping by Anthony Burgess.
Sorry, I'm coming.
Murphy, you're just full on the table.
He gives no shits. Ill behaved.
But I mostly just got this because it's Anthony Burgess, and I've liked the books I read from him so far.
Oof.
It says, an ordinary Joe from a used car mart parlays his photographic brain into a couple of $100,000, and then the fun begins. So, we'll see.
Interesting. Sounds very interesting. I purchased Bodily Harm by Margaret Atwood. I don't have this book of hers yet, and I would like to own all of her works. But yeah, not sure what this is about, honestly.
We don't know what any of these
I don't know what
books
it's about. I just know it's Margaret Atwood, and I love her, so I bought it.
Next one I got is Lizard by Banana Yoshimoto. When I didn't realize till I got home that the book was named Lizard and not Banana. That Banana was the author's name, I'll be honest. But this is a collection of short stories, which I also didn't realize until I got home. Yeah, I'd never heard of this author. The book is translated from Japanese by Anne Sharif. So we'll see how it goes. It says it has themes of time, healing, and fate.
I also got Blackbird House by Alice Hoffman. This again, I hadn't heard of. But yeah, it's about several different characters who all, I think, are bound by this one house that they all live in. This is my attempt to give Alice Hoffman another chance because I did not like Practical Magic. I thought it was real boring and lackluster.
Have you seen the movie?
I love the movie. But yeah, the book I was like, ugh. So I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to give her another shot and see if I like this. I also have God Help the Child by Toni Morrison. This is a Toni Morrison novel I don't have yet. And again, she's another author that I'm trying to obtain all of her works. Yeah, Toni Morrison. I'm like a little scared of this.
Why?
Because every time I read Toni Morrison, I feel like she just breaks my soul a little bit.
Yeah. The next one I got was The Remains of the Day by Kazuo Ishiguro. And I read... Fuck, it just left my brain what that book is called. What's the...
And of course, now that you said it, I can't think of it.
Oh my god.
I'm
Wow.
trying to see if I have it in this bookshelf.
Never Let Me Go.
Never Let Me Go.
It's on the covers. I got it. I read Never Let Me Go last year, I think, and I really liked it, so I wanted to read more by him. This won the Booker Prize. This is probably his most well-known work, actually. So this is about an English butler who is like questioning whether the man he was serving was actually a good person, and if he's like, I don't know, he doubts his faith in the man.
Interesting.
So I don't know. To be honest, the synopsis doesn't sound nearly as interesting as Never Let Me Go, but
true.
I mean, this is his most
like renowned work. Yeah.
So we'll see.
Never Let Me Go was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was really good.
I also purchased The Falls by Joyce Carol Oates. This is about a tragic honeymoon in the 50s. I believe the husband dies on the honeymoon. That is not a spoiler because it is on the back of the book. I own another Joyce Carol Oates book. I think it was We Were the Mulvaneys.
I have that one too.
And I haven't read it yet, but she's another author that I've heard pretty good things about, and so I figured I would pick this up and see what I thought of it.
Yeah.
So, when I finally get around to reading it someday. And then I bought this book because Sue picked it up and said it looked cool and sounded interesting, and I was like, sure.
I already have it.
She already has it. So it's The Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine M. Valente. Did she do Bitch Planet?
No.
Is that what she was involved in?
No, she's a sci-fi author though. She wrote, the only book I've read by her is Radiance, and I really liked that book. Yeah, and it's like a collection of stories about like refrigerated women, which are women generally in like comic book superhero stories that are like brutalized or killed to further the story of the male hero.
Which is stupid.
Yeah. Next I got Cat and Mouse by Günter Grass, and this is translated from German, I assume, by Ralph Mannheim. And I don't know why I keep buying Günter Grass books, but I have like 4 of his books at this point, and I have not read any of them, and I don't know why. I don't know why. They're all about like World War II. The Tin Drum, I think, is his most well-known one, and the first book I ever bought by him was The Rat, and then I saw like reviews saying you should read The Tin Drum before you read The Rat, so then I bought The Tin Drum. Still haven't read either of them, and then I bought some other book at a library sale by him, and then I saw this one, and it's the cover really is what drew me in for this one, and for The Rat, which is the first book that I bought by him.
True.
But yeah, they're all like World War II things. Am I particularly into World War II things? No.
Your boyfriend is, though.
My boyfriend is very much so. Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
It might be a fun ride. So next I purchased The Plague by Albert Camus because...
I think it's Camus.
Camus? I don't know how to pronounce words. Anyway. Oh, someone underlined a bunch of stuff in here. But anyway,
class. Please don't lick my mouth.
Bought this because of current
No,
events. I mean, this is about an outbreak of bubonic plague, but still, an outbreak. So
yeah, I think I have that book too. Maybe we should read it together during a pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I just want to lean into the apocalyptic nightmare that our world is right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna lean into it. I purchased The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham.
That's a pretty cool copy, too.
The cover is really neat. Yeah. Sue has read this and really liked it. What did I read by John Wyndham?
The Chrysalids.
The Chrysalids, that's right.
Just stop licking my hand.
But yeah, so triffids are walking plants that feed on the bodies of human prey. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
I was watching a video of, it was Jamie French, she's the one that did the like if beauty gurus existed in the 90s video.
She's super funny, yeah.
Well, she does like makeup and movies now. She just started doing these where she like watches a bad movie and talks about it while she's doing her makeup. And she recently did one on The Happening, which I haven't seen that movie, but I've always heard it's very bad. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. And I guess in it, spoiler alert, because this is a spoiler, if you haven't seen The Happening and you want to. But I guess it's like plants are emitting a toxin that makes people kill themselves. Because they're like fighting back against people destroying the environment. But it made me think of Day of the Triffids for one thing, but also I was like, what if our houseplants just like...
Oh, dude.
We're like, you want to keep me in a little tiny pot?
See, I feel like...
Fuck you.
I feel like my houseplants should be like happy because I take very good care of them. Sometimes
but what if it's like animals in a zoo, you know?
Oh.
It's like, how happy can they be?
That's fucked up, man.
Sorry, I didn't mean to depress everyone about their houseplants.
I'm just looking at my Monstera now like...
Yeah, because I also saw a thing online once that was like, Monstera produce these fruit when they're not in pot and when they're not in homes. And then I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have houseplants. But sorry, didn't want to make everyone feel guilty about the only thing that brings people joy these days. Anyway,
sorry to my Monstera.
The next book I got was Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. And I'm not gonna lie, this one sounds potentially problematic, and I have heard some people be like, this is kind of fucked up. But I think it's about a guy who works in like the security, what do they call it? I don't know, he works as some sort of like security person at this company. And so he like monitors the employees' chats they have with each other. And so through like reading this woman's messages, he like falls in love with her. So it's like a little like, but we'll see. I thought I'd give it a go.
Yeah. So yeah, I also purchased Doomsday Book by Connie Willis. Sue recently read this and talked about it. It's a time travel book.
And the cover's great.
It's an awesome cover.
I wish I had that edition, so the one I...
It's a really cool cover. So yeah, this person goes back in time and ends up in plague times. So sounds cool to me, and again, very timely. So
right. Yeah, there's also a plague in the present, well, what's present day in the book, which is like 2050s. Or, not a plague, but an epidemic.
So you have something to look forward to.
Yeah. Three left.
Three left.
Okay. The next one I got is Beyond the Blue Event Horizon by Frederick Pohl. And this is the sequel to Gateway, which I just read a couple months ago and was a wild fucking ride. Was it good? No. But I just was like, I gotta see what happens with this motherfucker from the last book, from Gateway next, because the whole series is about this same guy. And he was like kind of the worst. So I just had to see.
Yeah,
I was like,
I mean,
it's
you
fate.
gotta know.
It's fate that I found the sequel at the library sale.
To know.
I have to know.
Right.
And this guy, like, I won't go into it now, but we're gonna do one of our If You Gotta Read It challenges. I'm gonna count Gateway for, and I'll go more in depth on like the crazy shit that's in that
awesome.
book.
Like,
but it's
terrible and hilarious.
Yeah. Terrible and hilarious. Yes, that's exactly right.
So I next purchased Cat's Eye by Margaret Atwood, because again, that is another author whose works I like to collect all of, and I don't have them all. I don't know, it's Margaret Atwood. I don't know what it's about.
Alright, so the last book I have is I Shudder at Your Touch.
So stoked about this one.
This is 22 Tales of Sex and Horror edited by Michelle Slung.
Yeah.
And it's a little gross because when I opened it up, I was like, ooh, somebody definitely like spilled something on this book, and it's like a little moldy. So that's a little gross, but that's okay. I'm not squeamish. But it has, I'm wondering how sexy these will be, because there's like well-known authors in here. Stephen King, Ruth Rendell. I think someone got on to me for pronouncing her name wrong once. Clive Barker, I think Angela Carter's in here. So it's like well-known. Sorry, I just opened it up and the first line I see was, "The boss had shit his pants promptly at 3:15 in the afternoon." So we'll see how like erotic these actually are, but they're supposed to be about sex and horror, so
I think I might find a copy of that to purchase, because I think I need it for I've got all 3 volumes of Hot Blood.
Hot Blood, yeah.
So I feel like I need to add some more to my horror erotica collection.
Yeah, and I just like the name. I shudder.
I shudder at your touch. Next I purchased this like really beautiful copy of Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil by John Berendt. Sue read this and liked it, and a lot of my books are like, well, Sue liked it. So this takes place in Savannah. I think there is a killing, and they're trying to figure out the fuck happened and if it was murder or not. And
yeah, it's kind of, I feel like it's marketed as true crime, or maybe like talked about as true crime, but it's a little bit more like a travel memoir, I guess. But there's true crime involved.
A digs. And lastly, I picked up this book called Above by Isla, I don't know, Isla Morley. And this kind of reminded me of the book Room by Emma Donahue. Okay, I was like, not Emma Newman. Emma Donahue. So this is about a man who abducts a 16-year-old and takes her down underground and basically tells her that like the world has ended. And I don't.
So it's like the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah. But yeah, and then she ends up having a baby, which I don't think it's a mystery that is probably his.
Right.
And so she's trying to figure out like how to raise this child and potentially how to like get them out of that situation, which is very similar to the book Room. But yeah, it sounded interesting.
So that was our haul. We were a little bit more conservative.
I was not, maybe.
Well, you didn't get, it wasn't too bad.
No,
it was half price day, so all these were, I think the paperbacks were 25 cents and the hardcovers were 50 cents.
Yeah, so super cheap. And they're used books, which we typically tend to enjoy more than we enjoy new books.
I like the vibe of used books.
Yeah, I mean, I dig a good
like there's, you know, there's mystery stains.
Yeah.
There's sometimes little notes. There's, you know, they've been loved and worn in, broken in already.
Touched by all kinds of hopefully not bodily fluids, you know, like they've experienced life.
That I shudder at your touch. I'm a little worried about.
That's concerning. I mean, that would be a lot of bodily fluid of a certain type. But still, maybe they really shuddered. I don't know. Oh, I did want to give a shout out to our Twitter followers. I asked y'all for some advice about a gender neutral term for niece or nephew, and y'all delivered. I asked my nibbling what they thought of the names that you suggested, and they dug it. So thank you for helping me with that, because I have 2 nibblings who prefer they them pronouns, and it feels weird to refer to them by niece or nephew. So thanks, Twitter.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
And this beer, it's not bad. Like, it kind of grows on you, I think. But it does have, like, the bitter aftertaste, which, like, it's an IPA. Of course it's going to be bitter. But it's like, not a super pleasant bitterness.
No, because there's, like, some that have a nice, pleasant, crisp bitterness that kind of acts as a palate cleanser a little bit, too. You know?
Yeah.
This one does not.
No, it's like, it lingers for sure on your tongue.
Not a big fan.
It's not great, but it's not bad. But let us know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them. That's it.
That's it, y'all. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Murphy, can you say bye? Can you say bye to the viewers? He's like, no, I don't ever want to say goodbye. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He's like, I hate this.
He's like, fuck you. This is terrible.